Welcome to the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick. Brought to you by Advanced Rehab, H&H Lifestyles, St. Simon Seafood, Urgent Med 1, Golf Cart Wholesale, Parker's, Jessup Furniture Outlet, Yates Astro, and by Locos. Now here is your host, the voice of the Frederica Academy Knights, John Wetzler.
All right, welcome to the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I am John Wetzler on location at Locos Grill and Pub, where we have been and will continue to be every week on Wednesday night at 7 for the whole season. This segment of the Brandon Derrick Coaches Show is sponsored by Locos Grill and Pub, Urgent Med 1, Advanced Rehab, St. Simon Seafood, H&H Lifestyles, Golf Cart Wholesale, Parker's, Jessup Furniture, and by Yates Astro. And now joining us, the head coach of the Frederica Academy Knights, Coach Brandon Derrick. Coach Derrick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you besides the rain?
Well, I'm good. I've been worse.
If it would quit raining, it would make me a lot happier.
Yeah. Well, we've had the same issues with rec league this whole season. It's tough to get 20 different practices scheduled in a week when it rains every day.
Yeah, it's hard to get quality work right now with the conditions that we've been having the last 3 or 4 weeks. So that kind of slows us down a little bit.
Well, Coach, let's talk a little bit first about last week. We went over to Ahira, the same spot as the tri-annual Shriners Convention.
Did not know that.
Yep. Oh yeah, everybody knows that. That was Ray Stevens.
Gotcha.
Your father obviously didn't make you listen to Ray Stevens on every trip you went to.
No. From
the time you were born until you were 15. Mine did.
Yeah, mine did not.
But I digress. Well, Valwood, what a challenge, what a great school. We're in the ball game going into the fourth quarter. We're driving. It's a 2-score game. And I will say this, I met with a family at the Waffle House afterwards in Ahira, and they stopped me and made a point to tell me and my wife that how much they thought we were improved from last year, and that they were getting very concerned that we were going to cause a great deal of anxiety to them for the evening.
Well,
so it was a compliment.
It was a compliment. I think, like you said, we got within the 2 scores in the fourth quarter, and we're driving probably down the 30, 35-yard line, I don't remember, and that's when Gavin rolled out and sustained the injury to his leg, his quad there, and went out. So it took a little air out of ourselves as we were moving the ball. We hit him on a couple things that we thought we could do. We missed it a couple times too, where we felt like we could attack the safeties, and we had the opportunity on the second play of the game. I know no one could see it up there, but Coach Cannon's in the box. He goes, "Oh my gosh, it's wide open! It's wide open! It's wide open! It's wide open!" We throw the interception and it got ran back. But if he would have hit Hollis running down the seam, we might have been ahead 7-0 instead of being down 8-0. And then I guess it was about the 3rd or 4th play of the game. We called the play, and Jay Sean ran into the back of our guys that were blocking, and he just takes one step to the right. He might have, as we say, broke his neck on the goalpost because they did a really good job walling it off. But those are some of the mistakes you make when you're young. You get a little anxious, and those things happen. And I thought the kids did a good job. They didn't panic. We went in at half, talked about a few things, made some pretty good adjustments. I thought we came back, and right there it was 22-7. We're on their 30-some-odd yard line going in. And I just actually said something on the headset to Coach Cannon and those guys. I said, "Can you believe we're down with 2 scores with an opportunity right now to get it within 1?" And we were all just kind of like, "No," but we got a pretty good shot here. And we were trying to get the kids in the position, and things happen. And I thought the kids did a good job. I thought they tried to rally right when Gavin went down, it's hard to do. It's hard to make some of those game time adjustments you can do. And I thought the kids have done a great job this week. We had two big setbacks in that game. Hollis went out in the second quarter with a concussion, and he's a huge leader on our team. Not only as an offensive skill player that can take over the night when the ball's in his hands, and he does that really well at times, as everybody knows. And then he's great on defense. He's one of our best tacklers on defense, and he got concussed while making a tackle. I think that was when he and the quarterback actually hit each other, and their quarterback went out for a few plays. And Hollis is still out with a concussion. So I thought our kids this week, so far up to this point, have done a good job of rallying. There's nobody with their head down. Nobody's moping around. I commended them on that the other day. But they come out here and they just feel like, Coach, we're going to plug some people into these spots, and we're going to go execute. We're going to try to take care of game number 4 and get the third win. And so I've been really happy with the effort. Yesterday and today they were really focused in the classroom as we were breaking down film due to the weather and showing them a few things.
Well, this is the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Coach, I felt that momentum from up in the press box. I was standing right next to Coach Cannon throughout the game, and the rest of the coaches up there, and it was exciting, and I feel like we just being there last year and being there this year, you could see the improvement. You could see the progress that we've made, not just simply in game experience and having more numbers, but just the fact that we hung in there, and by the fourth quarter last year, it was it was way out of control. Fourth quarter this year, we were in a ball game.
Yeah. And that was the fun part of it. As bad as we had played early on, you look up and our kids, they put themselves in a position to have a chance to win and still compete, and that was kind of what I was telling Coach Cannon on the headset. I can't believe we're right where we're at. These kids, they never cease to amaze me at times with their perseverance and their attitude and never quit. I felt like we were a little shell-shocked at the beginning, but man, they responded, and we missed a few opportunities, but we also tried to cash in on a few, and I just feel like they're going to give us everything we got, and that's all you can ask for every Friday night.
Well, I was very impressed, and I've only got a few more seconds before we take a break, but I was very impressed with especially as we settled in and everybody kind of got their sea legs on, and they were not quite as skittish.
Yeah.
But the defense, we got a defense this year that is reliable. Not that we didn't last year. We just had everybody going both ways. I mean, we had 80% of our skill guys and our tough guys having to go both ways every single play, which is amazing. That we were able to hang in there last year and put up the kind of fight we did and earn the respect we were able to earn with a skeleton crew. But I was very confident when the defense came on the football field.
Yeah, those guys on the defensive side are turnover minded, and they kept us in the game a bunch. As much as we turned the ball over, we were making them turn the ball over too by making that strip or making that hit that you had on the ball and things like that. So defensively, it's just a few things. We talked about it this week. We've really focused on that defensive line being aggressive, coming off the ball. Don't stand and react. And I hope this Friday we're attacking people's chest plates and doing some things a little different. It's going to look a little different at times, but I hope we get a really good result out of it. I think they've worked pretty hard this week at it.
Well, more to come on the Brandon Derrick Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Right now, we're going to take a word from our sponsors.
It's time to get together with friends and family to enjoy great games, great food, and a great atmosphere at Loco's on St. Simon's Island. Loco's has something for everyone with their classic sandwiches, fresh salads, and specialty burgers. And Loco's award-winning wings, from traditional boneless or slow roasted, means it's time to get your wings on. With football season starting, don't forget to catch the game at Loco's too. Be sure to like Loco's on Facebook to keep up with the latest. Have your friends meet you at the Moose. Tired of waiting hours to get in and out of the ER, or can't get in to see your doctor? The wait is over. Urgent Med 1 is a fully functioning urgent care clinic with highly trained professionals, on-site x-ray and labs that will get you in, out, and on with life. Open weekdays 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and weekends 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. or sign in online with ZipPass. Located off exit 36B on Highway 341, look for that MASH Jeep with the big red cross out front, ERGENT Med 1. Drive a few minutes and save a few hours. That back won't stop aching or that knee won't stop throbbing? Your answer is Advanced Rehabilitation and their staff of professionals. Locations in Brunswick and on St. Simons for your convenience. Go to the place that is trusted by student athletes all over the Golden Isles as well as professional athletes. Advanced Rehabilitation specializes in neuro and orthopedics and will have you back in the game in no time. Find a clinic near you, physicaltherapygeorgia.com. H&H Lifestyles on St. Simons Island is proud to sponsor this broadcast of the Frederica Academy Knights 2015 football season. From first downs and touchdowns to kickoffs and playoffs, the H&H team will be cheering on the Frederica team. H&H Lifestyles, appliances, bedding, audio, video, electrical, and security. Located in Retreat Plaza on St. Simons Island. Go Knights! Fresh local seafood on St. Simons Island. St. Simons Seafood, located at 2463 Demery Road. In the shops at Demery Plaza next to Loco's, has everything a seafood lover could want. Wild Georgia shrimp, crab cakes, flounder, you name it, and St. Simon Seafood has it. Seafood so fresh, it was swimming this morning. So stop into St. Simon Seafood and check them out on Facebook. St. Simon Seafood, the island's only fresh seafood market.
Welcome back to the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm John Wetzler on location from Loco's Grill and Pub. This segment is brought to you by Loco's Grill and Pub, Urgent Med 1, Advanced Rehab, H&H Lifestyles, and by St. Simon's Seafood. Well, Coach, turning our attention to next week, this Friday, we talked a little bit at the break about Bethesda. Bethesda is an improving team, from what I understand. They played us. We played them right down to the less than a minute of the game in an unbelievably exciting football game. And so they're getting better, and we're getting better. So what do you think?
Well, they're 4-0. They're very solid. Got about 40 kids. Big up front on offense and defense. Try to just wreak havoc defensively. They blitz a lot. They a little bit like us. They run that same 3-3 type thing, and they're going to bring linebackers from all different directions. So it's nothing that we haven't seen. And then on offense, they've got 3 or 4 backs that they put back there, and they're going to run the ball at you downhill, and you're going to have to swarm the ball. It's like I was telling you at the break. I told the kids today in the film room, if I don't see 11 people getting to the football, if you're the 11th man walking around, you're coming to the sideline. You're going to prove to me you're going to get to the ball, because I want 11 people that are hungry and want to get over there and try to knock somebody's teeth out. So we're going to have to swarm the ball, and we're going to have to play hard. And, it's going to be a battle. You got to go on the road. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I know it's raining in Savannah. It's been raining here. So field conditions could play into it. And we put in a bunch of different things in 2 days to try to give us an edge in some certain areas on offense and defensively. We just worked on our defensive line and linebackers flowing and reading keys and being aggressive up front. I want us attacking on that up front, the front 4 guys, and they did a pretty good job so far the last 2 days.
So when you look at Bethesda, when you break their film down, are they pretty well rounded? Do they have more of a weighted, strength on offense or defense, or what's your evaluation of their primary kind of anchor?
Well, they're about 70-30. They're going to run the ball about 70% of the time, throw it 30% of the time, but they throw it just enough to keep you honest, but they really want to run the football, and we're going to challenge them and see if they can run the football. We're going to put 8 men in the box, and we're going to try to lock down the wideouts outside with our DBs and see what we can do. I feel comfortable with our young guys out there doing that, and I think our front 4 can play with their front 5. So, it's going to be a battle up front. If we can win the competition up front, take away their running game, I feel pretty good about them in space and us getting to the ball and getting after the quarterback.
Well, you are listening to the Brandon Derrick Coaches Show on the Bishop Media Sports Network. We're just taking a look at the way we neutralized St. Andrews, for example. They were kind of an option, kind of a Georgia Tech-ish, kind of Air Force-ish kind of thing going, and we basically completely neutralized that aspect of the game where they had had a great deal of success in the previous week against a decent team, and I feel like against a team that is not Valwood, that we've already proven that we can kind of glut it up there up the middle. And do more than that. I mean, we got penetration actually.
We are going to try to make you one-dimensional.
Yeah.
As a coach, that's what you want to do. If a team likes to run the ball, you want to take away the run and make them do something they don't like to do. That's what we're going to do. If somebody wants to throw, we're going to wreak havoc and try to take away, get pressure on the quarterback, and so that's kind of what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to take away the run. They like to do a lot of full house backfield stuff. Two split, they got a full house backfield guy in a shotgun, kind of what we call a diamond package or triangle package, and then I feel like if we can take care of business between the A, B, and C gaps up front on offense and defensive lines, and we're going to have a very successful night defensively. On the flip side, offensively, we kind of got to control the ball at times and not turn it over, but. It's been a little bit of a challenge this week offensively with Hollis not going to be there and Gavin not going to be playing, so we've had to shuffle some things around, and I thought the kids have done a pretty good job responding to it. We've moved a few guys around. Brent and Jalen are going to be at the quarterback position. Dylan, they got packages that they're going to run. Can't run everything, and then we got a little bit of Wildcat put in. We broke out some Cherry and Apache broke out this week a little bit, and we're going to use not all of it, but just a few aspects of it. Right now we don't want to bombard them with too much, but 2 or 3 plays I think they can handle.
Worst comes to worst, you can let Cameron McClellan and Rhett Thompson get you 7 yards of carry. I'm talking about that's not the worst case. That's not the worst of all options.
No, those 2 guys like to slam it up in there and beat people up, and that's always fun. But you're going to see us in the wishbone. You're going to see us in the spread. You're going to see us in our Wildcat stuff. We're going to do a lot of different things, and maybe since they blitz so much, it'll slow them down from blitzing, and they have to play a little more conservative.
Well, we actually still have a couple of minutes before we need to take a break, but you were talking a little bit about the adjustments. How do you feel? I'm not asking you to show your whole hand, but how do you feel about the adjustments that you had to make from those key injuries? At the quarterback position, you don't have to give me names or anything like that, or tell me everything you're going to do. But what's your confidence level? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say honestly your confidence level is that we're going to be ready to go?
I'd say a 10.
Okay.
If that's the highest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident in our kids. If I'm not confident in them, and they know that, then are they going to be confident? Right now, I feel like after yesterday's practice, we kind of walked off the field. We were like, it's a pretty good Tuesday practice. After you've installed on Monday and then Tuesday, I thought they responded really well to what they were seeing and doing. And the kids, it was new, so it was something that wasn't repetitious over and over and over, but they did a really good job. We had a few breakdowns here and there, but with those guys, they stepped in. Like I said earlier, Jalen and Brant's got a little bit more weight on their shoulders.
Yeah.
Our biggest issue is, I've said earlier to folks, is when you take one guy out of a spot that he's been playing and rotate with somebody, and the problem is if that person was one that got hurt, you've lost 2 people in one spot.
Right.
And so that's going to be some situations where Jalen and Hollis played the same spot. If we put Jalen at quarterback, we've lost two key players in one spot. So another player's got to step up and make it happen. And it's kind of like next man up, let's go. You got to get ready. Whether you want to or not, you got to be ready to play. I felt like the kids did a pretty good job of that, Monday and Tuesday and trying to recognize it. So, I'm pretty confident. They looked pretty good, pretty poised. Both guys did. running their packages. Our Wildcat package looked pretty solid. We just got to get over the jitters early on. That's the thing right now. If we can get over being young, we'll be fine.
Well, that happens eventually for all of us, unfortunately. We will be right back to the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network.
Looking to make your life more fun? Then check out GCW Carts. With top-of-the-line carts like Easy Go, Bad Boy, and Cushman, you can cruise the island or just around the neighborhood in style. Need to rent a cart? GCW Rental rents carts for long or short-term use, and they make it easy by delivering your cart to you and picking it up when you're finished. So remember, for brands like Easy Go, Bad Boy, and Cushman, visit GCW Carts in Brunswick at the corner of Cypress Mill Road and the Spur, or call 912-434-4601. Great food, snacks, and the best selection of energy drinks in the Golden Isles? Parker's. A day outdoors, coolers, suntan oil, beach chairs, ice? Parker's. Fresh fruit cups, salads, and Dippin' Dots? Parker's. Get your Pump Perks card and start saving on every gallon of gas today at Parker's. www.parkersga.com, a proud supporter of Frederica Athletics. Parker's, and let's go Knights! Looking for top quality furniture at prices that blow away the competition? Jessup Furniture Outlet. Ashley, Universal, Bassett, Lexington, and so many more. Jessup Furniture offers delivery and 12-month interest-free financing, located at 651 Scranton Road next to Old Times, or give Jessup Furniture a call, 912-267-1897. Also, find Jessup Furniture on Facebook. Jessup Furniture, your top quality furniture outlet that won't break your budget. You might not believe this fun football fact from Yates Astro Termite and Pest Control. In 1935, halfback Jay Haynes for the University of Washington scored all the points on both sides of the ball. He ran for 1 touchdown and was hit for a safety. The final score was 6-2. Yates Astro is on offense and defense in ridding your home of termites and protecting you from future invasion. Call Yates Astro. They've been protecting area homes and businesses since 1928.
Welcome back to the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with head coach Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. I'm John Wetzler on location at Loco's Grill and Pub. This segment is brought to you by Parker's, by Golf Cart Warehouse, by Yates Astro, and by Jessup Furniture. Coach, we were talking at the break a little bit just about what we've got to do to win. I think we've gotten more disciplined as the year has gone on. We had, despite winning 34-7 the first game, we had a lot of hiccups, that we had a lot of kinks and little things with just discipline-wise on the football field that I feel like we've getting progressively better. I feel like that, like you said, the first coaches show, there's just probably a lot of jitters and just nervousness, and if you're not a little nervous on the first game of the season, then I don't think you're alive. But but it's getting better. I think that they're getting more disciplined. So what do we got to do with a team, with a 4-0 team, Bethesda, who's was really good last year and better this year with so many returning key players? What do we got to do in order to not work against ourselves?
I think it goes down to the basics. You got to block, you got to tackle, and you can't turn the ball over. We're gonna run them this way and that way and this way and that way all night long from sideline to sideline early on. We feel like our key is they're big up front, and you got big people up front. You got to make them move and make them chase you a little bit. Even at least make them jog back to the huddle at least 20 yards. So you got to try to wear them down on the perimeter. Our strength, I felt like all year, is going to be the perimeter and our perimeter game. So we got to go work on the perimeter and make them and just kind of wear them down and hold. I think the biggest thing is bend but don't break early on in the game. It's really starting to show that we are. The more we start playing and the more acclimated we get as the game goes along, the better we get. A lot of that's got to do because how young we are. and feeling our way around. So if we can hold in the first half and keep it close and wear them down a little bit, I feel like the second half that what we have in store will take care of business. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to show my hand, but we're going to try to do a little bit of power running game in the second half if it's working out now. If the sprint game and the speed game's working for us on the outside, our perimeter game, and I'd be a fool if we score 28 points, go to the power game. So a little bit smarter than that. But if the spread game's working and we're clicking, then we'll probably stay with the spread. But if we got to grind it out and run some clock off the board and do some things, then it won't be because we haven't practiced the wishbone this week. We're going to be ready. We're going to have kids to plug in there and go in. And, the biggest thing is we got to roll people in and keep people ready and keep people healthy as we go down the road.
Well, I've noticed that, and I know all as parents know from our kids being a part of it, I doubt we're going to run into anybody who's fit to be prepared with energy in the fourth quarter the way we are. I mean, you've got these kids doing, farmer stuff, that you learn out in Tennessee, and crazy stuff that gives people, pushes them to their maximum and beyond in terms of their endurance and their wind, getting them in football shape, And I don't think we've run in. I know we haven't lost our mojo, our gas there towards the end of the game yet.
Right.
So
that's the key. Like I said, you just got to overcome a little bit and get the feel for it. The more the kids play, the better they're going to get. And as we go, it's going to continue. Like you said, our conditioning program's pretty good. I go back and try to tweak it year after year and see what I feel like we need to do, what we need to get better at. We flip tires, we play in the sand, we push sleds. We do all kinds of stuff. We run.
It's like a Rocky movie.
And a little bit like Rocky, I always feel like I'm fighting the Russian. So, so we're going to train. And when you go out there and you only have 30 kids and the other team's got 50 or, your 30 better be ready. And that's why I call them the dirty 30. They don't care to get down and get dirty and get to work most of the time. And there's a good group of kids. We have a good time with them. And I hope they're having a good time. I feel like they are. We cut up and have a pretty good time. And that they're an enjoyable bunch, and they work hard.
Well, this is the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with Brandon and Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. We got a few minutes left in the show today. What do you want to say to your players, Coach? I mean, just we got our work cut out for us. I mean, I think we can beat anybody. We proved last week. If the ball had bounced our way, there's no doubt about the fact that we could have beat Valwood. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I was making references on the radio to Muhammad Ali's techniques in fighting and how he kind of lets people beat up on him for a while and get real tired. And I mean, and then everybody's like, "Oh man, he's gonna lose. And then, I felt like that's what you were doing.
I don't like getting beat up on, period. I like to beat up on people right off the bat. But, like I said, with what we're doing, our guys, they try to fill it out, and they're young. A couple years from now, we'll be talking about how quick of a start we had because it'll just be one of those things where everything clicks. And, these guys come out here and they do a great job. And, our philosophy is we want to start fast. And I tell them before every game, play fast, play loose, have fun, and that's kind of what I want them to do, at the same time, protect the ball and take care of all the issues that we got to take care of out there on the field and know your role, take care of your assignments. We've got a lot of football left in front of us. We got 7 more games, and Bethesda coming up here undefeated, and we know that Robert Toombs is going to be very good, and then we start region play. And, our region is going to be one of the toughest regions in the whole league. You got Pinewood, who was the runner-up in the state championship last year. Bullock looks very solid. They're 4-0 right now.
Yeah, I want Bullock.
Yeah, well, you're not going to be the only one. They've been circled, and and then you got Edinburgh and Trinity and those guys, and then Mondon at the end. But we play that tough competition to see where we're at. We're going to find out. And like I said, Valwood might be the best team we play all year, but we're going to have that measuring stick. We're going to know what it's like to play really good, really, really good competition, and that's kind of my motive. I know some people will be like, Coach, why are we not playing somebody we can go beat? It doesn't do any good. It doesn't make you any better if you can go beat everybody. You want to be
it's like playing golf with all your friends that are worse than you.
Right.
Which doesn't happen with me.
Yeah.
I'm playing up to everybody.
Right. But, I want our kids to be challenged. And, one thing I noticed about them, they like to step up to the challenge. They're going to play hard. Like I said, they might have been a little shell-shocked last week, but as the game went on, they kind of realized, hey, it's 22-7. We're playing with this bunch, and we've had a couple unfortunate incidents, there with Hollis getting the concussion and Gavin going down, but
that was a pretty violent hit.
Yeah, those guys, it took a little wind out of ourselves, but this bunch of guys right here, they work hard, and that's what brings me, enjoyment at the end of the day, is that they come to work every day to get better, and for these kids, they got to go to school. They got all this work to do at school.
Yeah.
They got to do really good in the classroom. There's nothing to give me at Frederica Academy. You can see that if you look at the test scores everywhere. There's no give me's, in the classroom. There's nobody, going to be sitting there, we'll help you out at the end because you play football. It's probably a little tougher to be a football player at Frederica than it is just to be a student at Frederica too, because we're challenging you, outside of the classroom and in the classroom. So to be a football player at Frederica,
it's like having 5 extra parents on your kids.
It really is, because we're a pretty tight group. We keep a close eye on all of them, and walking down those hallways and checking up on them. But that's part of the job, and I just commend our kids for their work ethic. I mean, they come in and work hard. Not only at being good students and great kids, but at the end of the day, they're trying to improve and be really good football players. And like I said, we're seeing growth, and we're seeing maturity, and we're seeing discipline, and we're seeing a lot of those things that are positives. You just got to keep going in that direction. And I feel like over the next few years, we're going to see a lot of really big positives. We're going to have some fun with some Friday nights.
Well, Coach, it's always a pleasure. Thank you all for joining us on the Frederica Academy Coaches Show with Brandon Derrick on the Bishop Media Sports Network. Come out to Loco's Grill and Pub and join us every Wednesday for the rest of the season at 7 o'clock for the Brandon Derrick Show. Signing off, I'm John Wetzer.